Greetings. My name is Tiffany Page, and I'm the co founder of Virtual Village Learning Center. Today's workshop is going to be on how to build your tribe. I'm going to present to you the ultimate guide to becoming an influencer. Join me. We are currently in the age of influencers. In years past, you had to be a well known celebrity, politician, or leader to be considered an influencer. Then the internet, social media, and smartphones came along and changed everything. Now, literally, anyone can build an audience and become an influencer. You don't even have to be famous or good looking. You just need to know how to create content that interests people. The beauty of the internet is that it allows people to find others like themselves. Within every tribe, there are influencers. Of course, this does create a challenge. If everyone can be an influencer, then it's much harder to stand out, to become that unique individual or that unicorn that those are looking for. It can be difficult to cut through the noise and capture people's attention. And this guide, we're going to walk you through the what, why, and how of becoming an influencer and show you how you can stand out from the crowd. First, we'll look at what an influencer actually is. At a high level, an influencer is someone who has a following and is able to influence that following to do specific things. So you don't have to be a Kylie Jenner or Will Smith to be considered an influencer. Depending on your niche, you can be an influencer even if you only have 1,000 followers. Think about this. There are three main types of influencers. We'll start with the first type. These are your mega influencers. So think about your Kim Kardashians or your Kanye West. And these are celebrities with millions of followers. Then we move into our macro influencers. And these are individuals who don't necessarily have celebrity status, but they still have built up a large online following on their platforms. Lastly, we have micro influencers, people just like you and I. These are normal people who have built up an audience in a specific niche and are known for their knowledge and expertise. Now we need to consider the platforms that these influencers are using. So, most people think about influencers only in terms of social media. But the reality is that there are all sorts of ways that you can be an influencer. Blogging, right? Blogging allows you to share your expertise and insights in an in depth manner. YouTube. If you can be engaging on camera, then YouTube might be the right platform for you. Podcasting. If you can develop an interesting show that attracts a lot of listeners, brands will want to work with you. Social media. Social media is both a blessing and a curse when it comes to being an influencer. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. Email. In recent years, there has been a resurgence in email newsletters, especially after COVID, when people wanted to get back into the touchy feely. Some influencers, like popular YouTubers, have a very broad audience, but then there are others who speak to a smaller niche group, such as business influencers on LinkedIn. If you can build a substantial following on any platform, you can become an influencer that brands will want to work with. We talked about the need for some influencers to have a very broad audience and others to speak to smaller groups. So let's look at some of the benefits of becoming an influencer. Building your reputation. If you consistently provide your audience with expertise and knowledge, you'll develop a reputation as the go to person in your industry. Attracting new clients. The more you grow your reputation, the more people will want to work with you. Connecting with others. As an influencer, you can authentically connect with a large number of people. The question then becomes, what are the steps to becoming an influencer? How does one do so? We'll go over those right now. Becoming an influencer takes a significant amount of work, but it definitely pays off in the long run. If you build up a big enough audience, you can make substantial amounts of money by partnering with different brands. But even if you don't make money, there's still other perks. Step one, choosing your niche. You'll probably have more success if you pick a specific niche in which to build your audience. When choosing your niche, ask yourself these questions. What am I good at? What do I like to do? What problems can I help others to solve? What value can I deliver to my audience? What can I offer that no one else does? What are my unique skills and characteristics? Your goal is to find a niche that's broad enough that many people will care, but narrow enough that you can stand out. It may be helpful to do some research before finalizing your niche, the one that you really want to operate in. A Google search can help. It'll help you find the most popular websites in your niche, and from there, you can draw more information. Step two, defining your audience. Knowing your audience allows you to create content that is valuable to them. To help you define your audience, think through these questions. What is the age range of your audience? What are their hopes, dreams, and aspirations? What do they fear? What motivates them? And lastly, what do they want out of life? Also, what are their biggest struggles? What do they look up to? Who do they look up to? Who do they dislike? Whose opinions influence them? And where do they go for information? If you're not sure about the answers to any of these questions, post them on social media and see how people answer. Facebook audience insights can also be very useful when it comes to understanding your audience. Another way to get insights into your audience is to join relevant online groups like Meetup and Facebook groups and pay very close attention to what the people in the groups are actually discussing. You may be tempted to skip this step, thinking, I already know my audience, but don't do it. Step number three, picking the correct platform for you. Choose one or two primary platforms where you will focus the majority of your attention. If you aren't sure which platform to choose, think about your audience. Also, what platform do other influencers in your niche use? In addition to choosing a primary platform, choosing a secondary or supporting platform where you will share smaller pieces of content will also be helpful for you. Use your supporting platform to then drive people back to your primary platform. Step number four, Spicing up your social media platforms and profiles. Adding a great profile picture is a great way and an integral part of your brand and identity. Adding a cover photo. A solid cover photo allows you to convey additional information about yourself. Switching over to a business account. Almost every social media platform now allows you to switch to a business account. Craft a compelling biography. Your bio communicates who you are and what you're all about. Please untag yourself from inappropriate posts. We talked earlier about the pros and cons of social media. Some platforms allow others to tag you in posts. So we want to make sure that as we are creating posts, we want to make sure that they're tasteful. Pin your best content. Pin the post that best shows off who you are and the value that you have to offer. Take advantage of any additional customization options that your chosen platform has to offer. Step number 5, mapping out your content. Very important. Your goal is to deliver content that is valuable to your audience and allows you to show off your personality. Both of these elements are critically important. What makes a piece of content valuable? Here's something to think about. Content is valuable to your audience if it helps them solve a problem, it gives them valuable knowledge, it evokes emotion in them, it entertains them, or it makes their life better in some way, shape, or form. All kinds of content can fit these requirements for valuable content. The best influencers also share valuable content created by others. There's one effective strategy that I use for content. It's called the 5-3-2 principle. So for every 10 social media posts that you post, 5 should be created by someone else. 3 are valuable content that you personally created, and 2 are all about you. So again, for every 10 social media posts, 5 should be created by someone else. 3 are valuable content that you create, and then 2 is content that's all about you. If you're having trouble coming up with some ideas, here are some strategies that you can use. You can type a relevant phrase into Google and then look at the related searches at the bottom of the page. Answer the Public is another helpful tool for finding content ideas. Quora can also be very helpful for generating ideas as well. Step number 6, publishing your content. Social media scheduling tools allow you to schedule your posts in advance and then automatically publish them for you. Here are some tools that I like to use: Buffer, Hootsuite, CoSchedule, and Sprout Social. Each of your posts should be optimized for the channel on which it is being published. Also, optimize your posts for mobile devices. Not all of our users are using laptops and computers. So we want to make sure that we're thinking about our phone users as well. Depending on the platform that you're using, you may also want to optimize your posts with hashtags. Here are some tools that you can utilize: All hashtag, Right tag, Instavast hashtag generator, and hashtag hashme. Step number 7, engaging with your audience. Why should we engage with our audience? First, it allows you to build relationships with your audience. You definitely want to engage them. If you don't engage with your audience, you'll seem cold and distant and aloof. Almost every social media platform boosts posts that have more engagement. Comments on your posts give you more insight into how your audience is thinking. Yes, it takes some time to respond to comments and have meaningful conversations with others, but it's well worth it. Step number 8, analyzing your results. If you want to work with brands and begin to monetize on your influencing, you must be able to provide them with concrete data about the content that you're producing. Almost every platform offers some type of analytics, and you can use this to evaluate your progress as an influencer. For example, if you're blogging, look at how many people are visiting your site, which pages they're visiting the most, and how long they stay on your site. If you're a podcaster, look at the number of downloads per episode and which episodes get the most downloads. As a YouTuber, you want to look at your subscriber growth and which videos get the most views and how long do people watch each video. And finally, for our social media influencers, we need to look at demographics and which posts get the most likes, comments, and reposts. As you begin to evaluate your results, pay close attention to the content that performs really, really well as the comments that are left behind by your audience. Step number 9, now we're getting into the good stuff. Collaborating with other brands. Wait for brands to reach out to you. As you begin to build your audience and your influence grows, brands will see the work that you're doing and they will definitely reach out to you. Show companies that you are open to collaboration by tagging their products in your posts. Reach out to relevant companies in your niche. Use an influencer platform, and I'll share some of them with you now. Influencer platforms like Activate, Aspire IQ, Find Your Influence, Grin, Hyper, and so many more. Research which influencer platform is right for you and your audience. Your tribe is waiting on you. In today's workshop, we've covered what an influencer is and the benefits of being an influencer, how to choose your niche, defining your audience, picking your primary platform, and in some cases, secondary platform, how to spice up your social media profiles. We've also covered mapping out your content, publishing your content, engaging with your audience, how to analyze your results, and lastly, collaborating with other brands in the hope of monetization. Becoming an influencer doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of time and effort. Consistency is the key to success. In the end, I promise you, it will be well worth it. In time, your following will grow exponentially. Your tribe is waiting for you. I urge you to go and find them. Thanks for being a part of this workshop. I look forward to seeing all of the wonderful things that you all will do. I look forward to seeing your influence grow and grow and grow. Again, my name is Tiffany Page, and I'm the co-founder of Virtual Village. Build your tribe. Become an influencer today.